guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to achieve the clean girl makeup look. So the whole clean girl aesthetic has been super trending recently, and if you guys don't know what the clean girl makeup look is, it's basically very glowy, natural looking makeup, and it is not matte by any means. It just looks very clean. It looks like you put very minimal effort into it, but it also looks very cute and minimalistic, like I said. And I've actually been doing this kind of clean girl makeup a lot more recently, and me personally, I feel like I got the clean girl look down, and I really wanted to make this video to show you guys how I achieved that look. I love filming makeup looks and things like this, so this video should be really fun. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into it. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my headband. So the headband is on, and before this I actually did do my skin prep. To start off with, we're gonna prime our face, and as you guys know, the clean girl look is very glowy, so to achieve that we need a good base, and I've been really into this primer combo recently, so let me show you guys. I start off with the NYX Plump Right Back. I absolutely love this primer. I do like the e.l.f. Power Grip, but sometimes it could be too tacky. For the purpose of this video, to achieve that glowy look, like I was saying, we're gonna be using the Say Glowy Gel. You guys can also use the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. I do really like this. I kind of just switch between the two, or you can always use the Drunk Elephant Goldie Drops. Any kind of glowy drops would work really great for this. I grabbed the NYX Plump Right Back Primer. I do like this because it has a little bit of tackiness to it, and it's also really easy to mix the Say gel into it. I put a couple pumps on my hand, and then we're just gonna go in with this and put a couple of pumps of that as well. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it with my finger. This does look like a lot, but trust me, once it's all like spread around the face, it leaves a really nice finish. I use the warmth of my fingers to kind of blend it in. And then after that, sometimes I'll go in with another half drop of the Say gel just to bring in a little more glow. As you guys can see, I have a super nice glowy base going right now. It's nothing too overwhelming, but it does have a very nice, pretty sheen to it. And since we're using a lot of cream products for this video, it is extremely crucial to let the primer soak in for a good amount of time. I would say give it like 5 minutes because you want it to be fully absorbed into the skin to obviously prevent it from pilling and separating, because I learned the hard way with that. I was doing a whole full face makeup routine, and then I didn't let my primer sit in for long enough, and everything was just pilling. But while the primer is kind of sinking into my skin, it's very important to prep your lips. I used to not really do this as much, but after seeing how lip gloss and lipstick and stuff goes on after prepping your lips with like a hydrating mask, it does help. Anyways, for today, I'm gonna be using the Lawless Forget the Filler Overnight Lip Mask. You guys can honestly use whatever hydrating lip treatment you want. It does not really matter. I really like the e.l.f. Squeeze Me lip balms, and then I also do really enjoy Lano lips. But I went ahead and put on a layer of this just so while I'm doing the rest of my makeup, it can kind of hydrate into my lips more. But now the primer has definitely had its time to set in. We're gonna go in with a skin tint. This step is actually completely optional. If you guys have like perfectly clear, flawless skin, I honestly wouldn't really recommend doing a skin tint, but me, I do have some uneven tones on my skin, and I do have some acne scars and things like that. But for skin tint, I'm gonna be using the Rare Beauty Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer. I absolutely love this. This has been a new favorite for me. I've actually had this for quite a while, and for some reason I just never really reached for it. This is one of the only skin tints or tinted moisturizers that do not cake on my skin, so I've been reaching for this so much more. And with this, I go ahead and put some on the back of my hand. So I put some on my finger and kind of just like smear it around my face. I know it doesn't look my shade, but trust me, when it's blended out, it looks a lot better. So just trust the process. And I will blend it out with a beauty blender. I know a lot of people say that beauty blenders aren't the best to blend out with because all of the product kind of sticks onto it and absorbs it, but I just feel like I get the best, most natural looking finish when I do use a beauty blender, so, you know, you win some, you lose some, I guess. And then I always start with a little bit, and then if I want, I can always add more. But the thing is, you can add more, but you can't really take away. I do try my best to put the least amount of product on my forehead. I don't know, I feel like my forehead especially kind of cakes a lot more, and the skin on my forehead is a lot more clear and even, so I don't really need that much anyways. But it's so minimal. You can see it completely evened out my skin tone. Obviously, I have some acne marks that are kind of peeking out a lot more. It's fine. I sometimes try to cover that up, sometimes I don't, but you guys can definitely go in with like a pot concealer or something. But that is the skin tint. Like I said, very lightweight, very minimal coverage, but it looks so gorgeous on the skin. You can definitely see the glowy points a lot more, but it's also not to a point where you look oily and like wet. And I feel like that's the look we're trying to achieve here. I don't know. I don't like anything too glowy, as you guys know, but I also don't like anything too matte to where I look dry. Anyways, moving on to bronzer. I absolutely love the Say Sun Melt bronzer. This is in shade Light Bronze, and this is the perfect natural bronzer. But this is just so easy to build up, and you don't really have to be that precise with it. It just looks good either way. So I go in with my Makeup by Mario F1 brush, and I use this big side right here. This is meant for cream bronzers, and I just dab into this, and I start very lightly bronzing up the side of my face. It is completely up to you guys how much you want to bronze. I only do something very light. You can see it does not look patchy, it does not look muddy or anything, and you can always start off very lightly and build it up to as much bronze as you like. And I always bring it down to the neck, of course, and on the ear, because you don't want any harsh lines to where people can see where you started and finished the bronzer. But next up, now that the face is all sun-kissed and bronzy, we're gonna move on to cream blush. I have a couple of favorite natural blushes. I do enjoy the Patrick Ta cream blush, and then also the Milk Makeup lip and cheek stick in shade Work. This is just a very natural pink shade. So what I do is I grab one of these stipple brushes. This is the one from e.l.f. It is the e.l.f. Putty Blush. Nope. Putty Blush Brush. Yeah. Anyway, I grab this, and I actually don't wipe this product onto my face because any kind of product that you have to wipe on, I find that it separates my skin either way. I'll grab this blush and kind of just wipe it on top of that. Lightly dab it onto my skin. But I do like to kind of go on my under eye just so it looks a little more lifted. I'm just gonna go in with this Makeup by Mario cream blush. This is in shade She's Baked. And I'm just gonna tap into that very lightly, because since we're gonna be putting on concealer, most of this is actually gonna be wiped away a little bit from the concealer. So it doesn't really matter if you overput the blush, because the concealer will just fix that right up. So for concealer, I would honestly suggest not too much of a brightening concealer. I don't own any concealers that is kind of my actual skin shade. It's more brightening. So we're just gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. This is my absolute tried and true. I think that this is the one product I reach for the most, but I put on a little bit. You honestly don't really need that much. And I'll just go in with a brush just to get the placement right of where I want it. And then I'll go in with that same beauty blender and press it in very lightly. Okay, I lowered the brightness a little bit so you guys can see. You can see the glowy points on my skin. It doesn't look too wet looking, but it looks very natural and cute. We're gonna very lightly set the under eyes. My under eyes crease the fastest. So I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. This is the press one, and I'm just gonna press into my under eyes, and only my under eyes. This is a very skin-like powder, but it also gives the most beautiful airbrush look. Like, it honestly looks fake, but in the best way. So now what I like to do is, since the blush kind of disappeared a little bit, you guys can go in with another cream blush if you like, but for me, I'm gonna go in with my NARS blush. This is in shade Orgasm X. This is my absolute favorite powder blush of all time. I reached for this so much because this is the most natural coral looking pink blush ever, and it also has a little bit of sheen and glow to it as well. So I'll grab this kind of slanted brush, honestly from the TikTok shop, but I feel like you can just find these anywhere, and I'll press into my cheeks, the same place we put the other blush. And I'll only use a little bit because we still want to keep that glow, but we also still want to look kind of blushed and bronzed at the same time. So now, this is a very important step. we're gonna go ahead and set the face. I'm using the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury. We're just gonna douse the face. And then I went ahead and I just fanned off my face real quick, and you can see it brought a little bit more glow back in. So now it is time for highlighter. You do not want to overdo this step too much because sometimes it could just look way too blinding to a point where it looks unnatural. So we're trying to go for a glow here. Not so much a glitter, but more of a glow. And the perfect highlighter I have for this is the iconic London Rollaway Glow Liquid Highlighter. This is a very champagne color, which I feel like is the most like my skin tone. It looks more like a healthy glow rather than a blinding glitter highlighter. And what I do with this, I don't roll it on my face because that messes it up. So I'll go in and I'll put some on the back of my hand and I'll just press it right here. I don't go up because that looks kind of unnatural in my opinion, but you guys can do obviously whatever you want, whatever you feel looks the best on your face. And the good thing about this highlighter is that when you roll it onto your face, it looks a lot more blinding, but it's very easy to kind of dilute this down a little bit and then put a little bit on the nose. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna bake the face, but we're gonna bake the face very, very lightly. And I'll go in with my pink Givenchy powder, and I'll grab that same powder puff, it does not really matter, and do a very, very light bake, like this. I'm just gonna set my chin a little bit more because my chin gets very dusty and oily and it's not cute. And it's always really good to use that excess to set your smile lines because you want to keep the glow in the higher points, but you also don't want it to be oily looking to where it's like, oh my god, what did you do to your face, you know? While the face is baking and doing its thing, we're gonna take care of the eyes. What I like to do for the eyes is something very, very natural. You guys can totally skip this step if you want, but I'll go in with a powder bronzer and a little fluffy brush, and I'll just dust that over my eyes. It gives a little tiny bit of dimension without looking too overwhelming, but very natural at the same time. How many times am I gonna say natural in this video? And now we're gonna move on to the brows. For the brows, you can either use a tinted brow glue, for example, I love the NYX brow glue, or you can just use a clear brow gel and just, you know, wipe it over it. So for today, I'm using the 24-Hour Brow Setter by Benefit. I love this. It doesn't look too stuck to my face when I use it, but this sets your brows with it still looking very brow-like, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go ahead and let this dry down. I'm just gonna wipe off that very subtle bake we did. You can see it kind of just lifted up a little bit, nothing too crazy. And you can use the excess of that to dust the forehead because you don't want to look like you have a super oily forehead. Now the brows are set a lot more. You can leave it like this if you guys have naturally full brows, but at the beginning of my eyebrows, they're not as naturally full. You can either use a felt brow tip pen, which this one is the NYX Lift and Snatch, and it looks like this. It looks like an eyeliner, but you can use this to make fake hairs. And if you're not good at that, like me, I'll use a very thin eyebrow pencil. This is the Sephora one, and I feel like any of them kind of work the same, and I'll draw a very light line at the bottom. And then with the other end, I'll just brush out and fluff out the top part of my brow. That is the face all done. Something kind of tricky is the eyelashes. Some girls I see, they curl their lashes and they have naturally dark, thick lashes. I'm not blessed enough to have that, so this is what we're gonna do. I curl my lashes with the Tweezerman eyelash curler, and then you just keep pulsing it on because I feel like it just gives the best curl, as you can see, and do that exact same thing on this side. And then you're gonna go in and curl just one side again, and curl the side that you're gonna put mascara on first. So for example, I'm doing this eye. Benefit Fan Fest. It's a very drying mascara, but it also makes it very easy to work with. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna only go in on the tips of your lashes. You're not gonna put it on the root, because then your lashes will fall. Only focus it on the tips. I feel like for me, my lashes look the most unnatural, but I also do like my lashes to kind of stick out. And we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. One side of my eyelashes always looks better, and it's the biggest pain ever. This side looks more clumpy. This side looks more natural and not clumpy. And now that that is dry, we're gonna do the bottom lashes. I honestly have like 3 bottom lashes, so I don't really know why I still bother at this point. Sometimes it blinds me, sometimes it doesn't. Cute! So now that the lashes are done, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this headband. It always makes my hair super flat after using this, so give it a minute. We'll adjust her in just a moment. Oh my god, I look like an egg right now. Okay, I'm trying to go for the Jennifer Aniston volumized hair look, but it's not really coming into play right now. So the final step is gonna be lips. You guys can do whatever you want. For me personally, I'm gonna go in with a NYX lip liner. This is in shade Free Spirit, and I'm just gonna lightly go over my lips with this. For me, I do like having a cute lip gloss look, but if you guys want something more natural, like a clear lip gloss or a lip balm, you can definitely do that. And I put a very light layer of the Fenty Heat. This one is my favorite. I love this lip product so much. I'm like, I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm like up to here with this. And yeah, guys, this is the finished Clean Girl makeup. Let me go in the natural light real quick so you guys can see a lot better. So the guys are mowing the lawn out there, so I really hope it's not that loud. But this is the finished look. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed. I love this look so much. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys happen to try out my Clean Girl makeup look, please let me know in the comments and let me know how you liked it. But I don't know, I love this look. It's so natural, so minimal, but you also do have a lot of makeup products on without it looking like it. So that's what I love about it. Make sure you guys leave me any other video ideas that you all have for me in the comments down below, because like I say all the time, I read all my comments. I love to hear what you guys have to say. But anyways, I love you all so much. I hope that you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!